I put it on recording, and the topic of our conversation today is going to be life cycle email marketing, or we call it marketing automation. And let me tell you guys, marketing automation field is hot. I'm also currently part of marketing automation field. I'm working here in London for a client called Aviva, and I'm helping them with the marketing automation work. So there are a lot of jobs. It's a very niche area, and if you gain expertise in this field, sky is the limit. Now, today we will be discussing what is marketing automation, how it is different from sending regular emails. We'll also be discussing what are the different applications of lifecycle email marketing, what are the different workflows, triggers, and business rules you can implement as far as lifecycle marketing is concerned. We'll also be discussing lots of case studies, examples. I'll be taking you through a platform called customer.io. So customer.io is a platform which we use to send you guys email, right? So I'll be giving you a live demonstration of customer.io platform. Now, since today is our concluding session, I'll be taking you through I'll be summarizing what all we have learned and how the different pieces of inbound marketing come together to make a cohesive picture. Ultimately, we have learned conversion optimization, audience aggregation. Today, we are learning marketing automation. Everything have to come together to make sense of it, right? So we'll also be discussing how all the pieces have to come together if you have to build a inbound marketing strategy. Yeah. So with that in mind, that's the broad agenda I have in mind, and yeah, so we are happy to get started. All right. So we have Tahir joined us, Amia who have just joined us. Good morning, everyone, guys. Uh, all right. So now that I've given you broad agenda and about the life cycle email and marketing automation, which we are going to cover today, and let's take just 5 minutes to summarize our last session, because that's the practice we follow all the time, and it's a good practice, I must say that. And guys, I'm looking at you to summarize, to share what all concept we learned last time. The last time topic was conversion optimization. Just 5 minutes. Let's not take too much time. What all things we learned, guys, last time? Quick and fast. Quick. What is conversion? Definitely, what is conversion? Desired action taken by the user, right? It could be macro conversion, micro conversion. Absolutely. It depends upon the industry you are in, it depends upon the business you are in. And it also depends upon how you define conversion. What else? What else we learned? We learned lots of things. In fact, last session was fully jam packed. Conversion rate optimization. So, what's conversion rate optimization? So, we learned, right? You optimize, you test. It's an iterative process where you change lots of things as far as your online presence is concerned. Navigation, it could be page element, it could be lots of things, so that your users take action. Yeah, so we looked at example why conversion rate optimization is any day better than getting more and more traffic. Getting more and more traffic is good, but if these people don't take action, all the effort, money you are spending will go waste. So you might as well put your house in order. Guys, all of you guys, please participate. We don't have time. 5 minutes. We'll just conclude our last session. Not conclude, summarize, and then move on to our current session. All of you guys, please participate. User behavior, absolutely. Aman, I think Aman, you are the only one who is contributing, guys. Others too. User behavior. There is an amazing role of customer behavior in conversion. How they behave, how they react, what are their goals, what are their hesitations, and it definitely influences your CRO. And so you need to know what the stage your users are, and they are risk averse, they don't take action, all that stuff, and they don't read, right? Yeah. What else, guys? We learned Tahir, Nico, Anu, Amya, Amia, if I pronounce it correct. How to calculate conversion rate? I mean, it's straightforward. Nico, calculating. Just joined. Okay, I'm just covering our last session. I mean, we started the session late because we had very few participants. Okay, what else we learned, guys? The most important part we learned, guys, last week, how to fix a conversion problem. Step by step process. Finding a problem, building a hypothesis, collecting data and testing your hypothesis, and finally you implement and measure. So Aman, you said, how do we optimize? Build a hypothesis, test it, analyze it using VW as a platform and heat map. We looked at what is the problem? How do you find what's the problem? For that you use qualitative data collection, quantitative data collection. You look at Google results, you look at heat map. We looked at heat map also. Heat map gives you a good visual representation how users interact with your website, how long do they scroll, and I took you through VWO as a platform. Now to build your hypothesis and test your hypothesis, we use A/B testing platform. We covered A/B testing in greater depth. What is A/B test and how they are used in multiple scenarios. And what else we discussed, guys? We also discussed the role of pop-ups, why they used, what the pros and cons of pop-ups. What else, guys? We also discussed, I don't know, I asked you guys to summarize it for me, and now I'm the one who is summarizing it. All right, guys, I believe other than EMEA, all of you were there, right? All of you were there. Aman, key features of landing page. Absolutely. We learned how to structure a landing page in terms of content so that users take action, right? Value proposition followed by product explanation followed by call to action, and then you put in relevant call to action, you put in relevant videos, images, and the kind of to different things to, if people have concerns, you address it. We looked at lots of example. Aman, you are right. Instagram, absolutely, absolutely, Aman. All right. Okay. Okay, and we also kind of discussed sunnylandingpages.com. We looked at push engage. I took you through briefly through pushengage.com platform, and let's move on, guys, with that in mind. Mm, all right. Okay, first of all, let me open my Word document. But I am disappointed with you guys because not all of you were very participating into the conversation except Aman. Sorry, guys. All right, guys. Sorry, I have a little bit of cold now. Looks like. All right. So here it is. First of all, marketing automation. So it's like this, right? Some people call it marketing automation. Some folks call it campaign management. Some folks call it cross-channel marketing platform. Some call it drip marketing. Some call it life cycle marketing platform, right? All of these terms mean the same things, right? I want you to be aware of this thing. Marketing automation, campaign management, cross-channel marketing platform, drip marketing, life cycle email marketing. These terms are used interchangeably. And what is marketing automation, first of all? It's all about automating your communication process with your users, the way you do campaigns across multiple channels. Now, there is a history behind it. How all these platforms have evolved over a period of time. So, if you look at email, so all this platform essentially has evolved from email as a channel, right? So, in case of email, right, let's look at let's look at what regular email does. There are four steps in any campaign, right? First of all, in case of regular email, to plan, execute, no, sorry, plan, design, execute, and measure, right? Essentially, these are the four steps you do to drive any campaign. First of all, you plan, okay, how much is your budget, who is your target audience, and who are the stakeholders who need to be involved, and what are the theme of your campaign. So you plan, you conceptualize, right? Then it comes down to design part. So where you look at, okay, which agency needs to be involved, okay, agency planning, okay, and then what are the different content you're gonna use, who is building the content. So build the content copy, email copy, let's say. So you look at images and you structure the email copy, you design the email copy. Finally, you execute. So you preview it, you test it, and finally you execute. You do the email blast. And then finally you look at the measurement part. Measurement would be, okay, how many people successfully received it, your message was processed, how many people opened it, clicked on it, and came to the website, right? So this planning, designing, execution, measurement, it has been there in the email space for a very long time, and these particular campaigns are called batch and blast campaign, right? So you take your own time to batch and blast. So batch campaigns, you have your sweet time to do this work, and in fact, I have seen this marketing, email marketing platform since a very long time. When I was with Accenture few years back, you know what, I used to drive campaigns to promote white papers. And what I used to do is, okay, my manager used to tell, okay, so you get the, we want to target automotive executive in Europe. So I used to look at my CRM database, get a list from there, import it, create an email copy, and then identify and send it out with the exact target as a platform. Now, the thing is, over a period of time, now these platforms, these batch and blast platform, even though they are still relevant and prevalent very much in the market. But one phenomena which is happening is there are lot of real time campaigns being done, real time, trigger based, and workflow based campaign. Nowadays they are campaigns or messages, right? What does it mean? These campaigns are real time, for example, or messages, campaign or messages you can look at. For example, you buy something from Flipkart, immediately you get a notification, thank you for buying a platform product from Flipkart. You change your password on bank, you get a SMS or email, okay, we understood you have changed your password. Your life insurance policy is due for renewal, so you start getting reminders. First reminder 30 days in advance, second reminder 15 days in advance, third reminder 7 days in advance, right? So these are workflows. And let's say you go to amazon.com or any e-commerce portal, you abandon your shopping cart. So you have bought the product, not you have not bought the product, you have added the product into your cart, and then you abandon the purchase. You leave the cart, you leave the website without making any purchase. So what happens? You get a notification email asking you to complete the purchase. So what is happening? All these campaigns are automated campaigns. They are triggered based upon the action you have taken. They are the action could be you buy something, you click on something, you did something, or maybe through some event your life insurance policy is due for renewal, right? So they will start sending you. So these are automated campaign. Why the word of automation comes into picture? Basically the automation comes into picture wherever you have, we know, right, wherever you have repetitive work, wherever you have manual work or error prone work, automation comes into picture. And this is the perfect example of automation in the marketing field. So all these email marketing platform, Mailchimp, Custom.io, all these things who were email service provider, they have added a layer of automation now. So all they have started positioning themselves also as a marketing automation platforms over a period of time, because automation term as a whole looks more cooler than just sending email. And and on the whole, there is good amount of focus nowadays on real time triggered based and workflow campaigns, rather than you sending it out, planning it out, sending it, which is more of a drudgery kind of work, which it's kind of more of a manual work. Now, what are the channels it caters to? It caters to email. So if you look at email would be used most of the time, 80 or 90% I would say email is, as a channel is used. Then you can also use SMS, you can also use social media, you know, push campaign, which example social media post. You can also do mobile app push notification through these channels. You can also plan your direct mail campaign. So direct mail is hard copies. So in India, hard copy is still not very famous. I stay in London, but outside India, people still want to receive communication through hard copies. And then you can also plan your call center messages, the kind of calls which you keep receiving, right? So marketing automation caters to these channels, but primarily it usage is in email, because that's where many companies still want to communicate with. right? And so far I have covered. There are different terms to explain what marketing automation is. All these terms are synonyms to each other. How the space has evolved over a period of time, just by sending regular emails now to trigger based, workflow based, right? And what are the channels it caters to. So there are two kind of campaigns primarily. If you look at any campaign as far as automation is concerned, one, you may have promotional campaigns, right? Promotional or informational campaign, right? And the second would be transactional campaign. Now tell me guys, my question to you is, which particular campaign have more response rate in regular scenarios? Do you think promotional messages have more response rate versus transactional campaign, or transactional campaigns have more response rate in comparison with promotional? Which one do you think guys have more? Anu, transactional, okay. Amia, transactional, okay. Others guys? Isha, transactional. Mm-hmm. Promotional, okay. Tahir, others? Promotional, okay. We have a mixed opinion. Transactional, okay. Guys, the thing is, promotional messages on an average, as far as email marketing is concerned, it is open rate is usually 2 to 3%, sometimes 3 to 4%. I'm talking about industry average. But when it comes to transactional messages are real time, yeah, and they are sent to you in response to your action. So you did something, you get an email. You confirmed an order, you get an order confirmation. So you're more likely to open your message, which is transactional in nature. And that's and by while in promotion your mailbox is full, you keep receiving lots of messages as far as promotional or informational emails are concerned. You pay attention, but very your focus is not very high. Now, why I'm saying this thing is, what many companies have started doing is they have started taking advantage of these transactional messages now. Within the transactional messages, they have started inserting promotional messages, cross sell, upsell messages. So they know transaction campaign response rate can be as high as 40%. So you might as well take advantage of the fact and start cross promoting, cross leveraging this platform, these campaigns, right? So that's what companies have started doing. Any questions you have guys so far before I move on? So, Anu, Amaya, you said no. Does that, would it bring incremental business? Definitely yes. Tahir, definitely yes. Why not? I would get more response rate. More response rate means people are taking action, which means people go to the website. So it's a natural cascading effect. So within the transactional messages, when you insert your coupons or cross sell upsell offer, definitely it is likely to bring more incremental business. All right. So let's move on. Okay. So we okay now the thing is marketing automation. If you look at it, is primarily used by marketing teams to plan the communication, to streamline the communication, also to generate the demand, also to be in touch with their users. And marketing automation platform has a close integration with CRM platform. So automation works closely with CRM. CRM is a platform holds all your customers and prospect data, and CRM is used by sales teams. So what happens in this case? So you take customer data, right, from CRM. I'll be taking you through this particular customer.io platform after the break. You take the customer data from CRM, or you have your own database. You run campaigns, you send them emails, whatever, or you plan, you use, or maybe you create workflows. Then the response rate, whether people opened it, clicked on it, how many people unsubscribed from your communication, how they responded to your campaign. You execute the campaign, and this information goes back to your database, CRM database, so that you have the holistic picture of your users, not only their demographic information but also the way they have responded to campaigns. Yeah, so these two platform works together. And what are the features of marketing automation tools? I discussed you about, okay, email marketing, definitely it helps you do that. You can also create landing pages. So it also has a feature through which you can create landing page. You can create small forms. So when people register, let's say you are collecting their email IDs, right? And then you send them email. So essentially you can also create small landing pages. And then you also have campaign management as a feature. Campaign management is nothing but through which you can orchestrate your activities. Orchestrate means you create workflows, triggers, rules, orchestration. And right now it's important for you to know the terms. I'll be doing a demo for you in a short while. It also has a feature, some of them, not all of them, through which you can do a lead scoring. So you can do a lead scoring and do the whole lead management process. It integrates with your CRM, and finally you can do the analytics. Now coming to lead scoring part, how many of you guys are aware of what is lead scoring? I just want to spend few minutes on lead scoring. What is lead scoring, guys? What is lead scoring? I'm sure, guys, giving weightage to every event. Okay, Aman, I like your thought. What is event in this case? All of you guys, I'm sure you will have some thought about lead scoring. User action on the website. All right, you're okay. Mm-hmm. Which is, I like your thought, Aman. Others, guys, Amaya, Isha, Nico, okay. Saurabh, Tahir, finding user propensity to act. All right. Worthiness of leads. Good. Customer action on the services we provide. Good. I guess your understanding of lead is correct. But now, see, salespeople have always been using lead scoring. they want to know where they want to focus on. So they always categorize their leads as hot lead, warm lead, cold lead, because they don't want to waste their time. So they would rather spend their time on hot leads, right? Now, Aman, such as clicking on links in email, call to action, etc. Absolutely. Now the thing is, in regular word, this is what salespeople do. Okay, so they look at, right, in the lead, they look at, first of all, how much interest people will have in their services, whether what's the capability, do they have capability to buy their product or service or not, right? And whether they have money. And the third thing is, what's their stage in the life cycle, right? Purchase life cycle. Based upon that, salespeople have always been categorizing. Now now the thing is, in in this offline world, this is relatively easy. But now when it comes to your email, when it comes to your website, lead scoring becomes a difficult, because the people are interacting with your website through multiple ways. So some people are coming, okay, they are they are attending webinars, they are attending your booths or shows, I mean events, or they are downloading your white paper, they are subscribing to your email, they are opening your email, they are clicking on your email, right? They are taking actions, and these actions, what does it suggest? It suggests that people have interest. So lead scoring is all about quantifying the interactions people are having with your brand. So you start assigning points. So when people open your email through marketing automation tool, I'll send them an email. So if people open my email, I'll give them a score of 2. If people click on my email, I'll give them a score of 3. I'm just giving example. Scoring is entirely up to you how you want to score it, right? When people download something from my website, I'll give a score of 3. When people attend a webinar, I'll give a score of 4. When people subscribe to newsletter, I'll give a score of 2. And if people, let's say, unsubscribe, I'll give a score of, I will give a negative scoring, because they as a lead, they are not showing interest. And the concept of lead scoring works perfectly fine in any business. So idea here is you identify the person propensity to buy, and only way you can do that is by understanding his action and quantifying those actions. So let's say, Manish, as a user, I have taken some actions on the website, I've kind of done lots of things. Now my lead score, Manish lead score, is now 20. Okay, now, as I told you, in fact, we discussed it earlier also in our first session, marketing and sales team in every organization, they always at loggerheads. They don't talk, they don't like each other. I mean, marketing team will always say, okay, sales guys do not follow up the leads. Sales people will also always say, marketing team, they share all the junk leads with us. How do you get the common alignment? How do you get the common alignment, guys? How do you get the common alignment? The only way, threshold on the lead. Yes, Aman, I believe you are very much expert in this subject. So there has to be common definition of a lead score, right? So you put a, let's say, lead score of, so there has to be common understanding. Let's say you put a threshold limit of 30. Okay, so which means marketing team will forward any lead which is where lead score is above 30. So if it is above 30, that means there is enough interest of that person into buying our services. Now it is ready for sales team to take over. If it is below 30, that means sales team will, it will not go to sales team. Marketing team will now nurture it and they will follow up rather than sending it to sales team. So that's a common understanding and agreement you have. Now in case of Manish, since my lead score is 20, Manish lead will not be passed on to sales guys. So that's the way marketing automation platform also works. So through that you send it out your communication and then you assign points, and assigning points you come up with leads, you keep scoring them, and finally you kind of share with your sales guys. And as I told you, it's not only about user actions, it is not only about user action, it is also about the profile of users, right? When someone, if your product is meant for senior executive, vice president, right, then if a manager or student fills up a form, he shows interest, then you'll give a negative lead score because the guy is not good enough for you, right? Student, your product is meant for the senior executive, so you can also give negative score. So essentially your the customer data, I don't know if I've covered it earlier, customer data is of two parts. Always, you always have explicit data, I don't know if I've covered it earlier, or implicit data. Have I covered it, guys? Explicit and implicit? Yeah. So when it comes to customer data, you always have two things: implicit and explicit. Your explicit data is the data which customers provide you whenever they have fill up a form or with their own consent. You collect the data. Now it could be demographic, what's their role, what's the location, and where do they stay, all that stuff. Now the second data, which is implicit data, the data customer doesn't provide you. This is the data which you infer from user actions. When people come to your website, whether they open your email or not, whether they are following you on social media channels, right, and what kind of content they like when you share. So this is the data which you track from their behavior and actions, and when you combine these two data, you get a true picture of users. All right, and in fact I'll be sharing with you the way we are tracking your information also through digital vidya, the tool which we are using, customer.io. So that will give you beautiful understanding. Okay, after the break. Because when you receive an email or when you submit any assignment, when you come to our website, you do some action, we track it, and based upon that you are sent, you fall into certain segment, and based upon that your future communication would be different for you. All right, guys, let's move on. There are a lot of tools in the market. As far as marketing automation is concerned, you have Lead Page, Unbounce, Customer.io, Mailchimp, HubSpot, Agile CRM, Intercom, Drip, right? These primarily tools cater to small and medium enterprises. And as far as large enterprises are concerned, what are the tools you have? There is a Adobe campaign platform. There is a exact target platform which is now taken over by Salesforce. You have Oracle responses and Eloqua, right? So there are a lot of enterprise class platforms also. This is used by larger companies, right? So the market, there are a lot of platforms in this space. And okay, so I'll only be covering with a few slides which are irrelevant and not in the use of yeah, yeah. Okay, all right. So when I was talking about workflows, so I just wanted to give you a view of what a typical workflow looks like. Okay, and what's the workflow you build in the beginning. So let's say in the marketing automation, you have a registered customer database. You split that database into two parts: the people who have purchased from you, now the people who have not purchased from you. Now the folks who have purchased from you, you subject them to welcome upsell flow. You send them email. This is the segment they belong to, they get an email. Then you look at whether they converted or not converted. Now the people who got converted, they fall into different segment, they become VIP customers. Now let's look at different workflow. Now the folks who have not purchased from you, you send them welcome email. Then you look at their behavior, whether they open your email or do not open your email. Now the folks who open your email, they get another email with their products email. Then you look at whether they opened it but did not convert. People who opened it converted, people who did not open it. People who opened it but did not convert, you send them another email which is product booster. Right now the people who do not open your welcome message, they receive another email with a different subject line, welcome email, right? So essentially what is happening here, depending upon how users are behaving or reacting to your email, they are being put into a different segments, and based upon that the future communication they'll be receiving would be different. So your future communication, the future campaigns are dependent upon the actions you take with the current emails. And this is the workflow which you have to build in the beginning itself. It's an automated campaign. You have to do it in the beginning itself, and after that it will run like a well-oiled machine. Okay. So essentially, when it comes to email, it is all about sending the right email to the right person at the right time. And you are sending people email based upon what they do or what they don't do. Any questions, any concerns you have before I move on, guys? Just take a pause here. I hope I'm not going too fast or too slow. If so, let me know. Aman, Amia, Anu, Isha, Nico, Saurav, Tahir. Anu, all okay? Okay, fine. Okay, others? Say at least yes or no, guys. If you are not fine, at least let me know. Okay. Yeah, fine, Isha. Okay. One question: do we send successive email drip upon based upon different stages of marketing cycle, or even if product is okay? Aman has a question: do we send successive email drips based upon different stages of marketing cycle, or even if a product prospect is stuck in one stage for a quite a while, if that moves forward to the next stage? Both ways, it works in both ways. I'll give you example, Aman. Perfect example. Okay, here it is. So this is the application. So first, you guys, before you understand the platform, you need to know the application of it. So let me give you the application here, one example of it. Crazy Egg, which is a heat map tool. So what happened, in fact, about 2 years back, I went to create a free trial account on Crazy Egg. I provided my email, but I did not create free trial account because they were asking for credit card details. Immediately I received an email. Oh, we understand you tried Crazy Egg, but you were not able to finish. This is how you can finish. But in spite of this email, I did not take action. Very next day I received this email. We are here to help you, Manish. Very next day, again I received this email. Your heat map is almost ready. We can have it. Next day, your question answered. And then very next day, 5 reasons Crazy Egg beats Google Analytics. The next day, are you worried about your site performance? In spite of receiving all this email, I did not finish my trial account. And after that, Crazy X stopped sending me any emails. So what is essentially they would have built in their workflow is the person who comes to the website does not create a free trial account. Let's send him emails. And if he doesn't create a free trial account even after 6 successive attempts, let's drop that guy from the funnel. So that's the workflow they would have built, right? So similarly, you have to think about scenarios before you start implementing this platform, right? I hope it answers your question, right? Yeah. All right. Now, guys, this is one small thing. In fact, this is something which I share. In fact, this is kind of from my experience, but it's not a part of your hardcore curriculum. But this is one good, interesting slide which always share. So anybody can does email marketing. Every company does it email marketing, but doing it with the right amount of methodology and strategy makes the whole difference. Now, in every business, uh, Nico, I'll just take 2 minutes to answer your question. Okay, this is the life cycle through which your users go through. They are suspect, any random person on the earth. They become your prospect, then customers, then they become your active customer, best customers, and finally the recaptured customers. Recaptured customers are the customers when they are at the verge of churning out, when there is a likelihood of them moving to competitors. And how do you bring them back? And they go through multiple stages. All right, first you acquire their email IDs, then you convert them, then you grow the relationship, then you retain it, and then you reactivate it. So there are so a lot of activities which you do at each stage. Suspect to prospect, you want more and more people to come to your website, then you want them to take some actions so that they take convert, then you want them to buy additional stuff from you, growing the relationship, you are increasing the portfolio, right? This is the action which you expect your users to take, and this is fine, understood, right? Now, and this is the marketing programs ideally you should have in your company. So look in your company, then look through what are the marketing programs are there. Do you have marketing programs to help you capture new email addresses? Do you have marketing programs to help you convert leads to customers? Do you have marketing programs to help you grow your customer value, existing customer, but you want to grow their value? Do you have programs to help you ensure the customers are loyal to you? Do you have programs to win back your lost customers? Right? So this is the the campaigns you should have. Now start mapping your existing campaigns. So this is the campaign which you are already doing. So you may be sending email acquisition campaigns. You may be sending them registration confirmation when they are registering. So whenever you have some product to promote, you're sending them product launches or emails. Okay, for your existing customer, you are sending them promotional messages whenever you have something, newsletters, product launches, right? So these are existing campaigns. So once you map your existing campaigns here, you will realize there are a lot of gaps. We are not doing lots of campaign in this stage. We're not doing lots of campaign in this stage, right? Or maybe a lot of other stages. And you'll also realize the campaigns which you're doing, they are standalone campaigns. They are not strategy campaigns. And it is bound to have low brand impact, right? So maybe look through whatever email campaign. See, even I have seen companies, okay, whenever they have something to do, let's do this campaign. But do you really fit those campaign into this particular life cycle sheet and then see guys how they are tied to each other? And this particular kind of thing you can use as far as your current organization is concerned or whatever. It's a kind of assessment framework. Do you think it makes sense, guys? Does it make sense? Okay, are you with me? Are you with me, guys? Any or thought? I'll just kind of maybe I can share the slides with you. If not now, but yeah, through Kanchi. Okay. All right. Here is a question from Nico. How long should we continue with the customer who are not reacting to email? Mm, that's a question. It depends upon you. There are a lot of factors which you consider here, right? So Nico, the thing is, it's like it's a trade-off. See, optimal. I have seen some companies they do it 4 or 5 times, and then they what they start doing is, and it also depends upon the kind of the unsubscription you are having. So you look at your unsubscription rate. If you start bothering your users too much with the with kind of follow up messages, they'll unsubscribe if they don't want you, right? But it depends. But ideally, I would say 4 or 5 messages should be more than enough to kind of to stop following up with the persons. Or rather, then what you can do is nowadays companies what the companies have started doing. I don't know. This I'm just going out of the purview of my session. What many companies have started doing in Nico is, let's say they have your email ID, right? And but you are not responding to email. But if they have your, let's say, SMS or mobile number, they will and they will have workflow. If person do not open the email in the fourth successive attempt, let's fifth time, let's send him SMS. So companies have that workflows also inbuilt. You can also build in this kind of workflow, or there is other option also. Nowadays there are Google connectors available, there is a Facebook connector available. So what it does is you have the email IDs, so you start exposing ads to them through Google or through Facebook. So you kind of you upload the list into Facebook. Facebook will do a match, and assuming there is a match rate, so people with whom you have email ID, assuming they have also registered on Facebook with the same email, so they would be exposed to your messages through Facebook. So company does all that stuff. It's not that people are not responding to email. That's the end of the word. No, there are a lot of other ways also. Yeah. All right. So you have So as I told you, marketing automation tools, they play roles across multiple stages. Acquisition, welcome. Welcome is one interesting stage. So every time, let's say you join a new network, let's say Vodafone, Airtel, or any new bank, it's a customer onboarding process. So marketing automation tools, they automate the customer onboarding process also. Thank you for joining Vodafone network. Then very next day you will receive an email. Oh, we understand these are the terms and conditions you should abide by. This is your plan you should be aware of. So customer onboarding process you are automating. Lead nurturing, we know that. Conversion, we know that. Abandonment, I talked about it. Cart abandonment program, where people, when they abandon your cart, they receive a message later on. Upsell, cross sell, activation, loyalty, customer satisfaction, win back. So these are multiple stages on which you can use, right? All right, any questions you have before we go ahead? If you do not have any question, let's do one thing, guys. Let's take a break now, okay, and come back. And once we come back, I'll be taking you through a customer.io platform. It's 11, okay, it's 11:05, okay. So let's come back at 11:25 a.m. All of you guys, please come back after 20 minutes and then we'll have another 1.5 2 hour session class. All right. Anu, you said no. Why did you say no? I didn't get you. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah. Fine, guys. Hello everyone. We are resuming the session. Uh, I hope all of you are back. Would you want to confirm if you're back? Amya, Anu, Nico, Saurav, Tahir, Aman, are you guys there? Guys and girls, are you there? Hmm. All right. We had one more participant, I guess, who just dropped off. Looks like. Okay. No problem. Looks like you are back. So, with that assumption, not all of you responded, but with that assumption, I'll move on. Okay, here it is. I am right now on customer.io platform. So, this is the platform we are using, Digital Vidya is using to talk to you. All the emails which you receive, these emails are as a result of customer.io. Let's look at how do we design workflows, right? Now, as you can see, so many emails have been sent, marked in spam, unsubscribe, bounce, suppress. So I'll not focus here. You know these things. So I'm not getting into email part. I'm getting into workflow part, which is important for you. Top click link, which is fine. All right. So what kind of campaigns which goes out from Digital Vidya, right? So as you can see, these are all the campaigns which are going out. Now, this is first email. Do you need any support? This is the successive second email, remind feedback, and this is reminder email. So all this communication is already predefined, as you can see. Yeah, and let me show you a few more examples here. So, so if you kind of, let's say, register for a blog, so you will be receiving all these four emails, right? Now, let me show you the nitty gritties. How does it work? That's the most important part, right? So let me click on this campaign first of all, right? WizLab OCAJB free tests need support. So here, this campaign would be triggered for the guys who perform this particular event. Now, this is the event which we have configured on the website, right? Now, this event is configured on the website. When this event is triggered, this is the first email which goes out. Okay. I hope your certification is going fine. You need any support? Do you want to purchase the paid version? You can use the link. So we want people to go for a paid version. And this is the first emailer which goes out. And the second emailer is after they have given the test. Okay. So when they are about to give the test, we are saying we are trying, you have given the exam and we want to know your experience. Please provide your feedback. right? And the third email is asking them, guys, this is just a reminder email. Now the point here is, how do we set up this trigger? And for that, let me show you, we are tracking the activities real time. So this is a website, and here we have lots of events configured. Let's say I go to Java SC8 programmer, all right, or let me say, yeah. So I have gone to their website, and I want to, I click here, I want to give a free test, and I give them my details, my name, my email ID, my phone number. This is my UK phone number, guys, just in case. Okay, so this is where I'm providing the details. Okay, and once I click this particular tab called Access Now, the event is generated, and that's the event which the tool is tracking. So I click here. As you can see, this event is triggered, and this event is real time being captured. So I go to activity part. Right, can you see, guys, this activity has been captured real time on this particular platform. There are APIs through which this particular website is talking to this particular platform. All right, and I performed this activity, and Manish has, and this is the event which has been configured. And similarly, all this, or for all the participants, we are tracking these things when they are being sent an email, when they are changing their attribute, when they are performing certain event, when they are clicking on the email, opening the email, everything is being tracked. All right, that's the first thing, it helps you to do that. Second is, every person is a part of certain segment. So here is a person who would have created a account on Digital Vidya or Lab. Nikhil, he would have come to our website or whatever. Now let's look at his profile, which was created 7 minutes back. So he would have signed up. So he is signed up, and he is a part of trainee, and this is the segment he belongs to. A person can belong to multiple segments. Similarly, a segment can have multiple users. Yeah, and similarly, these are the segments through which we are targeting the users. There are a lot of segments which we have as a part of uh, this particular platform. So let me show you one of the segment. After I've shown you, I'll create a campaign from the scratch so that you know how it's done. So in this case, all right, how do we identify folks to whom we have to send upgrade message? We want them to upgrade their membership, right? So this is the segment, the people who have performed this event, which means they have taken the free test on our website. Yeah, but they have not done this particular event, which means they are not paid users. The people who have done the free test but they are not the paid user, they are part of this particular segment, and we assign IDs. So IDs are assigned automatically. And similarly, we have segments for lots of other users also, the people who are staying in Delhi, Bombay, Bangalore, the freshers. There are a lot of segments depending upon the data we have. As you can see, we have 547 segments. And let's do one thing, and let's get into production environment and send this particular email from the scratch, campaign from scratch. All right, now I can you can create folks from here, or you can create folks from the directly from the website. So ideally, the way it works is when people come and register on the website, the data is already pulled in here. You can also do it manually. I'm just showing you manually how to do it. So let's say I am creating for, let's say, for Nico, okay, Nico10 at Gmail, just a random, okay, it is dummy, and just kind of giving a name Nico. So, and value, it's a customer attribute 6789. Save changes. So a new customer is created. Right now, once Nico is created, he is part of automatically these segments. By default, we have set it up. So he's a digital marketing trainee and he's part of new segment. So now, the once the user has been created, let's go back and let's create some segments here. Now we want to create some segments through on which we will be targeting them. And how do you create a segment? Give a segment name, high active user. So I'm creating a segment which is very active user or active engaged user. So this is the segment name I'm giving. And what are the conditions for the segment? I'm gonna say all segment attribute. In attribute, I'm saying email. The folks who have clicked on any of my email, I'll say these are the on any link, they are my active users. For the past, I'm sending them whatever emails I've been sending. I'm creating this segment. The people who have clicked on any of my email, I'm putting them into segment called active engaged users. So I save this segment, right? And that's the that's the condition they have to meet. And let me now start this campaign. So I go to triggered campaign, and let's start a new campaign. Give a campaign name, outreach campaign for active users, right? So here there are two kind of campaigns: segment based campaign, event based campaign. So segment based are based upon when the person enters a segment first time. Event based is when the person specifically does a event. Now specifically in this particular campaign would work for segment because I'm sending people who belong to certain segment. So here is I'm creating a segment triggered campaign. And what is the trigger? What's the trigger point? Right, they should be part of which particular segment I'm targeting. So that should be trigger. So trigger is active engaged users, right? At the same time, I can also just be on a safer side. I can also put a filter. They should not be part of my unsubscribed list because the people I do not want to send out my email, so I'll filter them. This is optional field. So these are the trigger and that's the filter I can apply. They should not be part of unsubscribed list. I'll move on and go to next part, workflow. Now this is where I'm creating a workflow. Please pay attention, guys. Workflow is, all right, this is where I choose the channel, this is where I choose the delays, this is where I choose multiple other attributes also. Emails, SMS, push notifications, Slack message. I have not used other platform. Digital Vidya also doesn't use other platform. It only uses email. So let me go to email. So I'll say we thank you. Thanks for being an active user. You know, so I'm just kind of thanking them. Okay, right. And let me add a content for these guys. And we have a gift for you. All right, that's so let's say this is the email which I'm planning. Mm, would you want to redeem your loyalty points because these guys are active, whatever. And that's the first email I've designed. It will go for Kapil Nakra email ID, who is our founder, and I'm gonna save this email. Now the thing is, when the first email should go, I can add a delay. The first email should go after a gap of 5 days. Up to me. Save delays. Now I can have another email also. Reminder for redeeming your points. Second email, I'm adding a content. Okay, cut paste here. Let's say this just is obviously emails are not like this, guys. I'm just showcasing you the workflow feature here, and let me close it, right? And now the gap between first and second email should be 7 days. Yeah, so as you can see, first emailer after gap of 5 days, gap between first and second is 7 days. So that's the workflow I've created. The goal, I can define a goal or I can skip a goal. Goal is, as I told you, in this case, when people achieve a goal, they will stop receiving my future communication. Or I can skip a goal also because there is no defined target. So if I have to communicate 3 or 4 times, I only do that. Now, if people, so it works primarily in reminder because you keep receiving reminder emails to to complete your task. Now, the people who complete their task, they should not be receiving reminder email, right? So we define a goal. The people who complete a task, they get converted, so they are excluded from future communication, right? So that's the way conversion goal works. But in our case, right, there is no goal. So we are skipping the goal part. And finally, what you have is, right, your trigger is fine, your workflow is fine, goal is fine. Okay, now we can start the campaign. So you can see that's the messages, that's the trigger, that's the filter, and that's the goal. Yeah, so yeah, it will be sent it out. Any questions, guys, you have? And this particular platform, I would say, guys, it's little complicated for a very simple reason. It will require a bit of integration with your website, so you need to have API knowledge and all that stuff. So I would say for your assignment, you don't have to integrate this platform with your website. Your website, your assignment is quite simple, not the kind of not from a it's not from technical standpoint. I'll be taking you through. You just have to send a regular email and then look at open rate and click rate. Based upon that, you have to send another email based upon the segment, whether people have opened your email or not opened your email. So that's the your assignment is all about. Okay, Anu, but let me practice the workflow. Hope by then, if you have any question, will buzz you, Manichi. Okay, all right. So, Anu, okay, good. So the thing has what has happened of late is I'm strictly uh, have been asked not to share my email IDs. Okay, I always have been very open with sharing my email ID talking to participants, but there is a protocol which has been set up by Digital Vidya. So going forward, I would say talk to your course coordinator. I mean, if you have any query, they'll help you get in touch with me. Okay, they'll get an answer from me and then whatever work with you. So, but yeah, speak to them. Yeah, but once you speak to them, they should be able to help you. All right, Anu, does it work? Any others, guys? Any questions you have? Aman, Amaya, Isha, Nico, Saurav, Tahir. Nico, all fine. Okay. We'll try the platform good for now. Okay. No, as of now. Okay. Mm-hmm. Saurav Tahir, you have been very quiet today. How can we get the access to the platform? Tahir, you create a free trial account and then do your assignment. Free trial is available for 1 month. Not so active today. Okay, sorry, sir. Okay. Attentive, I mean. Okay. Why so, Saurav? Why not so attentive today? What happened? Is everything all right? Looks like there are a lot of things vying for your attention. Yes, sir, I felt puzzled. What happened? What is making you feel puzzled? What does this platform called? It's called customer.io. No, no, no. Saurav, you don't have to do anything as of this moment. what I'm taking you through is what the platform features are, and your assignment, what you are supposed to do, I'll be taking you through in a while. Anu, you are using Agile CRM. I think I can use that as well for this kind of workflow. Yes, Agile CRM is very similar to Custom.io. Yeah, I mean you can use that also too. But for our session, we are using Custom.io. I mean, it's fine. Saurav, are you still puzzled? I'll be taking you through your assignment very clearly what you're supposed to do. So don't worry. This is just to take you through what are the features of the platform are, what are the possibility it offers. Mm, any free tools for a startup business? Okay, free tools means in the customer automation space, Anu, or for all, for inbound marketing as a whole. Okay, I have few tools listed, Anu. Maybe I'll be taking you through end of the session. I have few tools listed. Okay, remind me in case I forget. I have. Let's move on, guys. Let's move on. Hmm. Okay, these guys are giving free trial, but you are not asking that way. Okay, so you are not asking that way. So you are asking the tools which are free perpetually. So you have lifelong free access to these tools. Is that what you're talking? I don't know. It's quite difficult. Mailchimp offers you that free whatever 2000 thing, but the limitation with Mailchimp is there is no automated campaigns you can access. For automated campaign, you will have to buy a paid version. Users should not be limited. No, I mean then it's a difficult call. I don't think there are no free lunches available in this world, Anu. But there is a reason why these companies are existing, right? To make money. Open source. Okay, so there are tools like Drupal through on which you can build your website on WordPress. I think we can kind of open source. Okay, yeah, where I can customize. Okay, okay, you're a tech person. You can customize. Okay, okay. Hmm. Let's have some discussion. Yeah, maybe at the end of the session. Yeah, works. Okay. Yeah. Just give me 1 second, guys. 1 second. Let me take you through the. Tahir, I can take your question. Career prospects in marketing automation. I covered it in the beginning itself, Tahir, when you were not there. Marketing automation field is hot. There are a lot of jobs in this space for a very simple reason. This space is very much evolving and very dynamic field, and the companies are investing big time in marketing automation field because the channels there are a lot of channels through which you can communicate, a lot of touch points, and there are a lot of tools, and companies are no longer relying on only email standard tools. So and let me tell you, its market is hot. There are a lot of jobs. In fact, I can vouch for it for a very simple reason. I am also into this space. I am Adobe campaign consultant, senior consultant. I was part of marketing and communication field, but now I moved to marketing automation field. I'm a consulting kind of, I'm into consulting field, giving consulting to lots of companies here in London. So from a career standpoint, it's I would say this is a great opportunity, and I don't think this kind of opportunity is short limited. I mean, it's this field is gonna grow big time, marketing automation field. All right, so now let's look at few things from few examples how companies have implemented marketing automation tools. So WordPress engine, what they did was they 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 were running the campaign where people can come and register for the free site speed test program, and they were collecting lots of subscribers, and all the subscribers were subjected to a workflow. So workflow was all about drip campaign. So what is drip here? So drip marketing is very similar. Drip is a series of predefined messages sent in succession. So first message was sent about performance tips. The second message talked about scalability tips. Third message talks about security tips. Now once the relationship and trust was established, the final email was all about making a sales pitch, right? So and they got lots of ROI from this particular initiative. Another example from Citrix, how they made 1.5 million dollar in 4 months. So Citrix is the same company we are using right now. GoToMeeting software is a product of Citrix. They looked at their lead sources. No, lead sources were webinar, organic search, paid search, and they were generating lots of leads. Now they started the drip marketing campaign for them. One auto email was sent each week for 3 weeks talking about the product benefits, and they segmented those leads based upon personas and based upon the products they have shown interest. And once the emails were sent, the salespeople were segmenting those kind of leads, and then leads were being harvested depending upon the lead score, and that's how they were able to generate lots of kind of ROI from this particular initiative. So what these are small examples, and there are a lot of other examples also too in B2B as well as B2C space. So what's the life upside of life cycle emails? So typically the click-through rate of an ad is 0.01%, which means one person out of 1,000 ends up clicking on an ad. But if your content is specific to the prospect needs, it can generate good with the good call to action. It can generate up to 20% click-through rate, which is quite a big number, right? And yeah, I mean, so this particular slide talks about the content preferences in B2B. When you're sending emails, people prefer the content which you're sending, right, in your automation through automation kind of tools. They prefer content which is related to their industry, which is related to their job, which is related to their company and geography. And here this particular slide talks about the comparison. So there is this particular company, what they did was they did a comparison between automated email versus manual emails. And if the company name is Smart Pack Equine, it's a company is into horse supplement, and they have 40 event triggered campaign. When they looked at their open rate, it was 28% for automated compared to 17% in case of manual. Click-through rate was also 5.5 to 6%. And similarly, conversion rate and revenue for email were far higher than manual emails. I've covered many examples, guys. So kind of these examples are pretty much kind of standard. So the main thing we have covered this as well. Some, yeah. All right. So now let's look at this particular company called Tab and how they got started with the whole drip marketing campaign. And they have two products, one print and another is digital documents. Now, first and foremost is you have audience, you segment your audience. They segmented their audience based upon the interest prospect showed in paper management solution and in hybrid management solutions. And how did they segment it? Basically, they looked at the historical data. Historical data came to their rescue. They looked at people who downloaded the white paper, who attended a webinar, who spent 15 seconds or more on their website, and who also did lots of actions. And looking at the behavioral data, they segmented the audience. Now, post segmenting the audience, they said, okay, in our space, in the buying journey, what are the different stages user have to go through before buying a product? First, user recognize a problem, then they start educating themselves, then they start evaluating certain brands, they will have objections, and finally they make a decision. So these are 5 stages they outlined. And once they outlined these stages, what they did was they they pulled up the content. So they looked at the content repository they have, maybe article, case studies, toolkit, white paper. They created 5 landing pages. Now the 5 landing pages they created on the website, they were mapped to these 5 stages, right? And once they created 5 landing pages, next step was creating emails. Now each email was bringing users to the respective landing page, right? So each email was mapped to each buying cycle was mapped to each landing page, and each email was sent at a gap of 10 days. So they had a gap of 10 days, and obviously they used the consistent design for the emails, and email was bringing users to the corresponding landing page. And they started the whole drip marketing campaign. The first email started after a gap of 3 days for the new potential buyers. First emailer after a gap of 3 days. And uh, and they were tracking also these parameters. People are opening it, clicking on it, from there how many people are going to the website and spending time, and they are scoring all these actions. And based upon the actions, based upon the scoring, salespeople were taking those leads. And uh, and these are the results they got. Their open rate went up big time, their click-through rate went up big time, the conversion rate went up big time, and finally they had happier sales team with better quality qualified leads. Yeah. And with that, guys, we have come to end of the session. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm just taking you through a quick kind of, I would say, the summary and how to get started as far as inbound marketing is concerned, and how all the individual pieces of inbound marketing come together. After all of these things we have learned: inbound marketing orientation, content, source, medium, and then audience aggregation, conversion optimization, marketing automation. It looks like all of these pieces, okay, it looks to it, I mean, for any outsider, it looks to them these are individual pieces, but ultimately, not all these pieces, they are not individual pieces, they are all connected, they all are relevant to each other. So, and they all have to come together for you to drive your inbound marketing strategy. So, let's move on. Let's understand how will you bring all these pieces together if you have to implement inbound marketing, right? Okay, so guys, first question: inbound marketing. What's the first thing you gonna do as far as inbound marketing is concerned? If somebody tells you, what's the first step you'll do? What's the first thought should come to your mind if you are doing inbound marketing? If you have to do, what's the first step you're gonna take? Let's discuss, guys. This is gonna be very important because all of your the session you have attended, all of the learning you have had. Let's start putting into practice. What is the first thing you're gonna do? Reach. Identify sources from where traffic can come to your website. Ah, okay, nice. Amia, reach. Okay, reach of your my. How can I build a reach of my brand? Okay, reach and frequency. Okay, all right. Others, guys. Tahir, Saurav, your opinion. Isha, Nico, awareness. Okay. Which product I have? See, set the objective. Obviously, okay. Now, which is nice. I should have objective. What I'm trying to do with inbound marketing. Why I'm doing inbound marketing? Why not achieving my objective through outbound? So outbound, if outbounding doing the job, do I really have a need for inbound marketing? Maybe I will have. I am spending too much money in outbound. Maybe my product or my industry is conducive for inbound marketing because people, as I told you, people want to read, people want to consume content, so inbound has a role to play. So yeah, setting the objective is important, Nico, no doubt. Once I know, I'm clear, I need to do inbound marketing, I need to know, as I told you, my buyer persona, right? Buyer persona is very important. Correct? Yeah, Nico, you're right. Target segment, buyer persona, who is my audience? What are the pain points do they have? What are the motivation they have? What kind of interest do they have? Right? And so I'll also do, we'll also discuss, right? The kind, what did we discuss? Tips model. What are the trends happening in my customer space? What are the implications of those trends? What are the possibilities I can offer to them in terms of solutions? Bit a research about my customers. Okay, now coming to your point, what product do I have? I'll also come to product, Tahir. Obviously, product. I mean, if I'm doing inbound marketing, I'm assuming I have a product. I'm assuming I have a company. Yeah, so I have something to offer to the my users. The job is how do I create the best way to reach out to my users. Identify sources channels from the traffic can come to your website. Yeah, you're right. But first, I need to know. I need to build my house first before I can start inviting the guest. Okay, Aman, right? So right now I'm putting my house in order. So once I've identified my user, what I'm gonna do is, okay, so which is fine. I'll create content. I'll create blog articles. I'll create e-booklet, case studies, videos. I'll work with agencies. I'll work with my internal content writers. I'll publish it on my website. Right? My website is good. Everything is fine. Then I'll also optimize my website so that it is being featured in top results of Google. I'll also promote it through social media, and I'll also do bit of some kind of campaigns, email campaign, whatever, which is fine, right? Yeah, channels. Now the thing is, we look at the content. I'll publish it. Oh, this is fine. Now the real thing is, now everything is done. Now the thing is, I'll also then look at sources and medium where my traffic can come from, right? So I'll do a bit of analysis there. Given my business, where my potential traffic can come from. For that, I'll do some Google keyword planner, Facebook ad. We looked at ad platform, and now the thing is, now users will start coming to my website. Okay, engagement magnet. Yeah, users will start coming onto my website. Now there are two things which gonna happen: audience aggregation and conversion optimization. Now these two things have to happen parallelly, which means now users would come. I want to aggregate them. At the same time, I want to or leads. So either people, I will get their email IDs, or I'll ask them to follow me on Twitter, whatever, or I'll ask them, guys, fill up this form or whatever, talk to my sales guys, right? I'll aggregate them, I'll convert them into leads, but at the same time, I'll offer them engagement magnet, but at the same time, my website should also be optimized. So this is a critical phase, right? When the people have started coming, my website should be optimized. So I should be using all the conversion principles in terms of A/B testing, in terms of heat map, in terms of pop-ups, right? My landing page should be conducive enough for users to take action. I should ensure there are no users are not, they are not blockers on my website, which is preventing my users to take actions. Yeah. So these two things, guys, one, users will start coming. Users are coming. So these two things you have to do parallelly. AMIA engagement magnet proving the reviews okay to you. Yeah. Now the thing is, after you have optimized your website, you have audience is aggregating, and so initially your focus on optimization, it could be, let's say, in the initial phase, you can think of it, right? I gave you one simple example, right? I did a comparison between conversion optimization and getting more and more traffic. Yeah, so there has to be bit of trade-off. So initially it can be 30-70 model. What does that mean? So initially you focus 30% of your efforts, okay, to bring traffic to your website in the initial phase, but 70% of your effort should be on conversion optimization. Now slowly, when your website is now optimized, you flip the model to 70-30, right? So this is gradual shift which needs to happen. So initially while users are coming, you need to test your website also. Your website should be more optimized. Focus should be more. You should be offering engagement magnet. You should be offering aggregating the audience. You should be optimizing your website. While traffic focus is there, but it is not that much. But once you know your website is optimized and it is following all the best practices, now let's start flipping the model. Let's start focusing getting more and more traffic, because I know once now traffic comes, they are gonna take action. Yeah. So okay, now that traffic is come, I am generating leads, I'm generating contacts, I'm generating subscribers. Maybe I'm generating some customers also, directly people. This is where I'm now gonna use my marketing automation platform. Maybe customer onboarding, maybe welcoming them, maybe nurturing them, helping them move forward in the whole purchase process. So last part is marketing automation. That is where you kind of lead scoring, lead nurturing, all that stuff which comes into picture. And obviously, for marketing automation to work, you need to have contact currency, and that's where you work with your sales guys to identify threshold limit and pass it on to sales guys. Okay, does it make sense, guys? Any question, any concerns you have? Does it make sense, guys? Anu, you said yes, no. Okay, what does it mean? Okay, yeah. All right. Question on drip marketing campaign through email. So drip marketing campaign can start from very beginning for building audience, signing up email, download ebook, not necessarily add lead nurturing. Yeah, you are right. You are right. It can start from the beginning. Yeah. So as I told you, it has for the first question. Yes, Aman, you are right. For signing up email, download ebooklet. Correct. So it's like this, right? It's like a have you seen Lego toys? So what it does is it provides you tools, and you have to the toys you have to do a plug and play kind of stuff, right? So similar way, you should know what's the scenario, what is the use case, what's the business objective, and then you start seeing implementing it in your scenario. I mean, believe me, kind of lead nurturing, we tend to think is as one of the only use case, but no. As I told you, there are a lot of other use cases. So, I mean, Lego example, toys example I gave because these are components the tool gives you, but ultimately, what you build out of it, it is based upon your creativity, it is based upon your imagination, it's based upon the requirement and the thought you have in your mind. All right, guys, let's move on. Let's go to your assignment now. The assignment which you have to complete. So, okay. Anu has a question. Marketing workflow you showed. Can you tell me about common sales workflow? I mean, sales workflow. Okay, so we are covering only marketing, Anu. But the way it works is I can kind of take you through simple thing, right? First, you have marketing qualified lead, right? Then you have, okay, I'm just kind of taking you through how it flows into sale. First, you have marketing qualified contact. Then you have marketing qualified lead. Then you have sales accepted lead, SAL. Then you have sales qualified lead. Yeah. And then finally, you have kind of out sales process would be okay. Outreach made, yes, no. Yeah. I mean, this is the particular follow up campaign planned, follow up planned, yes, no. Then you look at it in multiple ways. Bant model. I mean, Bant model is you look at budget, okay, budget, authority, need, timeline. What does it mean? You evaluate whether they have budget, whether the person whom you are talking to in B2B, does he have authority, do they have need, when do they want to buy. So you kind of, when you are doing qualification, you do that on PANT model. Okay, so what's the typical time to close, right? Follow plan, yes, no. Then finally, then you close the deal closure, whatever. I mean, that's the cycle usually you follow. I mean, yeah, how it flows from sales to marketing. All right, let's move on. Any questions you have, guys? If you want me to focus on anything, I would be happy to do that. Today is our concluding session, so after that, we may not be able to talk. So that previous lesson. All right, Amya, yes, please provide your feedback. And yes, it's really important for me to get your feedback. Your feedback matters a lot to me. Good that you have asked me. Here is a feedback. Amya, please provide it. Let me take you through your assignment now, guys. Give me 1 second. Amya, you have the link, right? Pasted. Please provide your feedback. Okay. Life cycle emails. Your task name is create a drip email marketing campaign, and first of all, you have to can't find anything in the link. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Let me see if it works. Sorry, guys. 1 second. Just wondering. Mm. I mean, just give me 1 second. It should not. I'm just blocking your screen for a minute. If this link is not working, I'll provide you another link. Yeah, looks like this link itself is there is a problem with this link. Yeah, yeah. There's a problem with this link. I think the link they've shared looks like the path has changed or something has changed. I'll just confirm it once again. So, what I'm gonna do is, guys, you will receive an email sometime later on to provide your feedback because I don't think you should be able to provide feedback at this stage. Yeah, does it make sense? Maybe you can, if you want to kind of leave, that's fine. Because in any case, okay, okay, I was not looking at your comments, guys. We can give feedback without a link. No, that's fine. I think what it essentially you will receive an email if that's the way. Aman, in our company for sales cycle, you have to you have a discovery call by sales representative, need analysis to have the sales answer question on by sales team, draft proposal by sales team, product demo if needed, agreement drafts, discussion on terms and condition, deal sign loss. Okay, good, Aman. Good to know that. I mean, you kind of discovery call. Okay, yeah. Tahir, thank you. Let me first take you through, guys, your assignment before you start dropping off. First of all, you start setting up your campaign goal. What's the goal you are trying to achieve uh, in terms of whether you want to nurture your campaign or whether you are onboarding or you are uh, ensuring your customers are renewing their product subscription. So set up the goal first and then move on to the next step, which is all about segmenting your audience. How are you gonna segment your audience? You segment your audience based upon few criterias. You can segment them based upon actions they are taking on your website or the attributes they have. You can segment them also based upon their age, gender. You can segment them based upon the email behavior, whether they have opened your email, did not open your email, or the kind of whether they have come to your website or not, what pages they have viewed. Now, for your assignment, guys, you are doing it for email. So, as a part of your assignment, what you're gonna do is you're gonna send them regular email newsletter, right? That's the email newsletter you have to send. It's a typical newsletter. You just build a, and then you look at, you send it out, let's say to your 4 or 5 members, and then you look at, you segment your audience. 2 people will open it, 2 people will not open it. Now, second emailer you're gonna send. Now, the people who opened it, this is a different workflow for them. People who opened it, you will send them different messages. People who do not open it, you will send them another messages, maybe reminder or whatever. Maybe that's how you can plan your communication. Now, for you, it's the email only as a tracking base. Now, the third step is create a workflow of actions. So that's where you are creating a workflow. Either you can create this kind of pictorial representation, or you can create a bulleted points. People who follow these steps, this is the actions, this is the emails. The people who do not, this is the follow-up emails I'll be sending them. Point 1, point 2, point 3. And once you have identified your workflow, you start designing your email. What should be content of your email, and what should be the call to actions within those emails. Then you have to go to customer.io platform, create a free trial account, and create segments, all the stuff which I've kind of taken you through. You create segment, create users, and then create triggers, right? And start kind of sending emails. Yeah. So that's your assignment is all about, guys. Okay. So Aman, Nico, Saurabh, Tahir, any questions you have? So what I'm gonna do is, uh, you are going to receive an email with respect to providing your feedback. So please provide your feedback. You are saying thank you uh, for providing the feedback, and please provide your feedback. And okay, Aman, you said thanks for your great session. Thanks, Aman. It was a great learning. Okay, thanks. Saurav, what is that you have to say, Saurav? I didn't get your point, Saurav. Uh, okay, Tahir, I've covered it, right? You have marketing automation. I covered it in my beginning of my slide, right? Okay, give me 1 second. Saurav, I have been strictly told not to share my email IDs. And so I'm sorry, I can't share that with you. Okay, why? What's your confusion all about? Why don't you ask me? Saurav, what's your question? I'm happy to address your questions. So here it is, Tahir. These are some of the tools. Okay, plan to learn digital marketing. Okay, Saurav. Saurav, do you mind speaking up? I think I've not been able to understand what is that you're trying to convey, and what okay, what's your what now? I can't even start a blog. Okay, why can't you start a blog? A plan to learn digital marketing. I can't even start a blog. Okay, so what you are trying to say? I feel there are already so many people doing it. Okay, what? So many people are blogging. Sort why don't you speak up? I don't see a reason why you can't speak up. Just take your speaker and speak up. No, let's have good conversation here. You're trying to find a earn money from home. I don't know sort of how I can help you how to make money from home. I don't know. You have to figure it out yourself. I am here to take you through what how you can implement the practices of inbound marketing to make money. Yes, as a musician, right? You can set up your blog, you can set up you aggregate your audience on YouTube, on Facebook. Aggregation principle, I've taken you through that. If you set up your website or blog, how do you ensure your user take action? I've covered that as a part of conversion optimization. Now I can take you through the principles and methodologies. Ultimately, when it comes to implement in your business, that you have to think through. I mean, I'm kind of I'm kind of concerned. I don't know how can I help you here. So you're a musician. You thought it would be easier to if I learn digital marketing. Okay. Yes. Sort of do one thing. Okay. Do one thing. Digital Vidya. Okay. Offers some platforms free of cost. So they have also have a clear guidelines how you can set up a blog. I don't know why you have not undertaken the course. Go through that blog training, whatever. Digital Vidya provides that. Okay, they also have a set of instructions where you can set up a blog. Go through those instructions. That's the first part of the story. Second part, go through all the recordings. I don't know if you have done it. If you have not done it, or maybe you have attended my session, I don't know. Go through them. See, it's like this, right? Opportunity never comes to you, right? You have to go towards the opportunity. Things are not easier in life, right? So you have to make extra effort. I mean, there are no kind of spoon feeding always, right? In it works, right? So that's what I would say. And yeah, I mean, that's what I would say. I mean, All right. And I wish you all the best, Saurav, in your future endeavors. All right. Thank you, Aman. Thanks, Nico, and thanks, Tahir, for attending the session. And I really am happy with the feedback you provided, and thanks for being such a lovely audience. And let's catch up. You have I can share my LinkedIn profile with you so that you can add me on LinkedIn. Thank you, Sahir. Tahir. Okay, let me share my LinkedIn profile and let's be connected on LinkedIn. Okay, this is my okay. It should be my yeah. Here's my feedback. Okay, it's not feedback link. LinkedIn link, guys. You can add me and let's stay connected. All right, guys. Thank you. Thanks a lot. I wish you all the best. And keep learning, keep growing. Thank you.